Ladies and gentlemen, as you may know, it has been quite a long time since we last did Sonic Lost World, Wii U edition. It was one of our earlier commentaries, and it does show in a lot of ways.
It really does.
Us kind of talking over each other, a bit of back and forth that could have very well devolved into arguments, and we weren't nearly as funny and charming as we are nowadays. Also, we were younger back then, too, so a bit more rambunctious. Now that we've been in this thing for nearly 7 years at this point, we are going to look back at stuff. Now, a bit of a disclaimer. First off, I'll just say this. I was liking Sonic Lost World before it became cool to like Sonic Lost World. But despite all our disagreements and whatnot on the original, we were still able to come out relatively fine. I have good news. We are not in disagreement about the 3DS game.
No.
By any means.
No.
That said, we won't just go the easy route of, well, this game is trash or anything. No. I want you to know that there are thorough notes in mind for why the 3DS version of Lost World is the pits. I will acknowledge that it does do some things better than the Wii U version, but not nearly enough to justify playing this over the Wii U version.
Honestly, I can only count
the Wii U version.
Honestly, I can only count like one, the parkour, and that's about it.
I legit hold that the Wii U version is a good game in its right, but the 3DS version, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SCWRM Plays Sonic Lost World of 3DS, a 7-year project in the making. So, anyway, Pedro.
Yeah, for the record, yes, everybody, I will be recording this via Citra with my Wii Switch Pro controller, which has a gyro, meaning I can use the gyro using the controller. So, yeah.
Wow, so you have a somewhat better time than I would have had.
Not really, Jova.
The original plan of me capture carding this with a 2DS capture card.
Well, yes and no. Yes, because I have no wires. No, because I still have to contort my body in multiple ways to try to get this thing to work.
Hey, look at the bright side. Imagine having to do all that while you had a connector cable.
Yeah. It's just... We'll get to it. For now, everybody, let's just start this.
We'll start off this with something positive. This was a arguably very ambitious handheld version of a Sonic game, all things considered.
It's the first 3D one, and it's mostly 3D.
And it does include cutscenes too.
Well, yeah. Well. It's compressed. It's compressed. It's compressed movie versions of the cutscenes from the console version. All right. So yeah, they are.
Unfortunately, not every cutscene is in the game.
There is one thing as well to note. This was the last Sonic game to date
made by
Dimps.
Yep. Intro.
So at the time of this recording, that's for all
the story is the same, but they removed some of the more like, for example, you know how there's 2 boss battles against each of the Zeti in the console version. In this version, there's only 1 boss battle for each of the Zeti, which means that the cutscene for the first boss battle of each Zeti is removed as well, basically. But it's not like those cutscenes were mostly just banter anyway, so it's not like they're necessary. And yeah, first thing, the movie compression is okay. It doesn't show as much now, but when we get to the in-game cutscenes, it really shows because there's so much pixelation. This one looks relatively fine. Go on.
Yeah. How ironic is it that probably the most highly definition cutscene from the original is arguably the one that made the transfer the best?
I'm guessing this is the one they put the more time into, I guess. I don't know.
Pedro, because you put so much effort into this game, I'm gonna do something special for you.
Oh, how nice of you.
I'm gonna record Sonic Forces for you guys.
I don't think...
I like that game.
I'm pretty confident Job already called that.
Well, good luck.
Hey, silly man.
Well, anyway,
look, I don't have any problems. I can record that game just fine.
Okay, so Sonic Lost World 3DS, just like the Wii U version, is a 3D platformer, and it operates on similar rules to the console version, meaning you have 3 tiers of speed. You have the walking, you can press R to run, or you can also use the Y button to spin dash. Yeah. Well, spin dash actually. The parkour is done automatically without a button necessarily. Basically, as long as you go into a wall with any sort of momentum, you will parkour automatically.
Wait, you have a time limit?
Yes, you have a time limit.
Yes, that's always been a thing for Sonic games, dude.
Not in 3D, if I recall.
The problem, Jove, is that the levels in this game get way too fucking long, and I actually do get a time over in this playthrough.
Yes. Oh, when it comes to this game, I agree, but no, I mean, even in 3D Sonic games, there have been time limits, if I recall correctly.
Well, okay, in Adventure... No, in an Adventure... Well, okay, there's the alternate complete in X time missions, but the main story campaign didn't have a time limit on the thing. It was only for the 4th mission of Adventure 2 that you had to deal with the time limit stuff. But anyway...
Except for, the Gamma levels.
Well, yeah, the Gamma levels were designed with that in mind anyway, so that's kind of the point. The point is, yeah, just like... so, Shiro, if I remember correctly, did you play this one?
Yes.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on this one?
I don't like it.
Okay. So,
okay.
Wow, Shiro, that's such a hot take.
I would say, though, to be fair, this first level does not show off.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. Okay, so here's the first thing. The parkour is actually handled, in my opinion at least, and Johnny also said this, much better than in the first, because I don't know what it is, but when I'm trying to do parkour in the Wii U version, a lot of times I fall and I try to jump from wall to wall. It doesn't work nearly as well as it does in here, because in here it's very easy actually. You can just press the jump button and you will jump to the other wall. Whereas whenever I try to do the same thing in the Wii U version, then I always run into some sort of a problem. So the parkour in this game is actually programmed much better. I will say that. Second,
that's something I've been told.
And second, like Jova said, yes, the Windy Hill is not a proper representation of this entire game, I assure you. Because Windy Hill in this game is actually...
The first 2 levels are actually... The first 2 worlds are good.
I will argue Desert Ruins is where it really starts getting problematic, but...
I think Desert Ruins is fine even in this version of the game, but I do agree that after that is where the problems start to show. World 4 is where I nearly broke my 3DS in frustration, but we'll get to that later.
To me, it really hampers at World 3, because World 3 is where that terrible water level where the layout makes no sense. But we'll get to it.
I actually have a bit of a fun story about this game here. See, back when this game came out, I was starting college. So, in my first college, I sort of, I roomed at college. Which meant that, well, I had the 3DS with me, but I couldn't take the Wii U with me because the family still liked to play with that. So while Sonic Lost World, the Wii U version stayed at home, the version I had to tide me over most of the time was this version. I actually have a complaint that not everybody else says. Hey, Dimps, you know how you have 2 screens? You could do the same thing that this Attorney and Layton do, which is have the subtitles on the bottom screen. That way the player can see the entirety of the cutscene without the subtitles being there.
I was gonna say, welcome to Sonic Lost World Discord edition.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so, unlike the console version, you can actually go back to Tales Live and see the movies and music you've collected. I've always wondered why the hell they didn't have that in the console version, to be honest with you.
Hey, I thought you could view cutscenes in the Wii U version.
No, you cannot. I actually even played recently the PC version, so I can tell you no, that is not the case. But anyway... Yeah, you can also buy items like the Super Ring, 1-ups. Basically, if you get stuff, materials, you can come in to Tales and get some stuff, like items that help you fly or something like that. I'm not going to be bothering that much with this because, to be perfectly honest with you, you already get a kind of super guide equivalent in this game already anyway that helps you. So you don't really need to bother that much with it anyway. We'll get to it.
Admittedly, the Super Guide version, like with other games, does penalize you for using it.
Yeah, also the soundtrack is 95% the same. There are some exclusive tracks for some of the exclusive Wisps this version does, but aside from that, it's the exact same music.
There's also a remix of Stage 5's silent tracking theme as well, which is pretty cool. Don't worry, both versions are in the official soundtrack.
Yeah. Well, that's usually how it works for these things anyway. Yeah. Okay. What's interesting thing? Yeah, one of the big reasons people like Winnie Hill in this version is because Winnie Hill actually does operate on the classic level design philosophy that Hirokazu Yasuhara created in the classics. High path, low path, risk reward. Too bad the rest of the game doesn't operate on this logic, but we'll get to it.
No, Pedro, you missed the red ring.
Do I gain any points if I act like I care?
No, but you get an achievement.
I don't give a crap, to be honest with you.
But bragging rights.
Bragging,
to
to quote Jim Call Me Johnny, bragging rights in this game mean shit. So
how else are you supposed to prove that you're a real gamer?
Okay. You know what? At least the Red Rings in the Wii U version gave you Supersonic.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Hey, Supersonic's still fun to play. Is that?
the interesting thing is that from what I've heard, this version also does Supersonic a bit better. But again, I was not able to get all special modes because. But we'll get to the special stages in a moment.
Let me just say this. I don't care what you say about the Red Rings in the Wii U version. I consider getting Supersonic to be much more easy in the Wii U version than it is in the 3DS version.
Oh, sure, definitely. That's.
Keep in mind, I got all the red rings. That I was like, yeah, that was an experience.
Okay, I'm basically in the same camp as Johnny. Some call me Johnny. I mean, like the game is fine. The game can be fine if you're just playing it just to complete the story and that's it. But if you're trying to 100% the game, the control issues start really showing more. But anyway, it's the same problem I have with Sonic Forces as well. Actually, like Sonic Forces will be perfectly average if you just complete it, then that's it. But if you try to 100% it, like I did for the Platinum Trophy, that's where the really problems with the acceleration and some of the loose controls really start to really show. But anyway, I have another problem with this game. They revamped the homing attack. How does the homing attack work in this game? Unlike the console version or any other 3D Sonic game, really, the moment you homing attack something, any other enemies that are near that enemy, Sonic will automatically homing attack into it as well. Why is this a problem? I will talk about that later. Let's say for a moment, imagine for example you're trying to homing attack into a certain enemy, and right next, a bit, like 2 meters away from that enemy is an enemy that's, in midair above a bottomless pit. You can probably guess what happens in that scenario, right? And you'll see for yourself in this playthrough. It happens to me.
Some of this moves like a slideshow.
Seriously, whoever had the stupid idea of having this automatic homing attack where Sonic automatically homing attacks a whole bunch of enemies without your input? Like, seriously, what was wrong with the way the homing attack has worked up until this point? Seriously.
Really, I'm perfectly fine with the automatic, the targeted homing attack that they did in the Wii U version.
No,
that was fine. Never.
No, the multi-tier one targeting. That's interesting you said about that. That's actually one of the things that this game does worse. The Wii U version does that thing better than this one because the multi-reticle thing in this game is done worse because in the Wii U version you just have to hold the jump button and that's it.
Yeah.
But in here it doesn't quite work that way. But we'll get to it.
I still feel like I wish they had continued the parkour formula just to improve upon it. So, well, that didn't work for everything.
Like I said, Sonic Lost World was a good game.
Yes, it is. It's one of my favorite Sonic games.
Okay, let's go.
It did have a lot of room for improvement, though, which it needed to do. Oh, but speaking of improvement, are you ready now?
I remember people hating those.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new special stages of Sonic Lost World. Well, you're asking for them not to reuse the valve pipe again? Well, here's a fucking original one, fuckers, and it's terrible.
Yeah, this was a long time before Mania, so it's like, oh, you want Blue Sphere back? Here you go.
Okay, so the special stages in this game use gyro controls on the 3DS, which is not a bad idea in theory. The problem is that the gyro controls in this game are terrible. The game does a terrible job in properly reading the direction you're spinning your 3DS into. It's hard to explain, but trust me, get this game on your 3DS, play it, and you'll know exactly what I mean.
I actually think I can explain this well. Keep in mind that the game even advises you to turn off the 3D for this because it knows you're going to be moving around. Let me put it like this.
Jesus.
Hold the 3DS or 2DS horizontally perfectly, and make sure you're holding it at just the right angle so you know exactly where you're going. Because the game will register every tilt, every turn, so much as a spin of your hip that you do for its movement here. How fickle is it? Let me put it like this. There are some points where you are going to have to physically spin around in a complete 360-degree angle, standing or sitting like a fool. Have fun doing this in public, kids.
Hey, Jola or Pedro, whichever one, I want you guys to take this game, play the special stage when you're in an amusement park, go to our roller coaster and see how well you'll do.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna answer for them, no. And two, the first time, audience, that I found out about what these special stages were like, I was on a train. I didn't know how they operated up until that point. It was my first experience with the game. I just said nope, and I didn't bother.
Yeah.
I only did these when I knew I was alone in my college dorm room.
There was no way I was gonna stand up in a train carriage and start spinning around.
I think this is the first time where the game actively asks you if you
Get 60!
stages.
Get fucked, game. Seriously. Okay. Allow me to explain. See, you have to understand, everybody. There's no way to control this with the circle pad. You have to spin your 3DS around and around, and which means you're eventually. And trust me, this is only the first one. By the time you get to the 7th one, you have to turn around so much and do so much that it gets to a point where you get dizzy. I'm not kidding. I was back in the
ballerina while playing this game.
Back in the day when I was trying this on my original 3DS, I got to a point where I literally got dizzy. I had to stop before I started to feel sick. You know, who the hell test like do the developers actually tested this thing, play this thing while they were making it? Did they genuinely think this is this is fun?
I'm getting dizzy now. But yeah, go on.
If I may, this taps into an issue I've always had with Sonic games. Like, I get it. You want to make getting the Chaos Emeralds a challenge, but am I the only one who kind of got a bit sick with how much they had to try and make special the way you get the Chaos Emeralds?
Yeah, I played Sonic Advance too.
Dimps has always had a problem with their getting into special stages and the special stages themselves.
Why does everything? Why can't you just be normal?
Like, hang on, I thought that was fine in Advance mode.
Yes, sort of, to some degree.
Like, from what I understand, the problem in this case isn't getting into the special stages, it's the stages themselves.
Yeah. The special ring at the end will appear like in Sonic 1 and 2 if you complete the stage with 50 rings or more.
What's the criteria here?
50 rings.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, trust me, this is sane compared to later special stages.
Trust me, believe it or not, that was the easier one. I love this one. I love this one. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
Say, we are 16 minutes into this, and it's like that was the first level and first special stage.
Yeah,
I get it. To give it credit, the first level is actually pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah.
Now, the special stage wasn't the best, but you know. Any sane developer would just improve the special stages from that point. Or at least maybe have them be something different. But okay. Here's my point here. I always feel like Sonic games have always felt this need to make getting the Chaos Emeralds just a little too hard occasionally. Like, I get it. You don't want to make it a cakewalk, but sometimes these things try a little hard to be special.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, even Advance 1 had some issues. Advance 2 was sort of a looping problem here. The stages were so hard to get in that you wouldn't really get to practice them as much. So when you finally did get to those special stages, well, good luck unless you memorize them, and good luck memorizing them if, well, you're not getting into them regularly. They were that much a pain.
Yep.
I was blessed to get a used version of the game that already had that stuff completed.
Yeah, another cool thing that this game does, it has special boost pads that actually help you get into the walls for parkour. Again, the overall parkour is handled much better in this version, I will argue. The parkour in this game is actually pretty good.
And then because young me really wanted to see those initial cutscenes back in the GBA days, I accidentally deleted it, so then I actually had to probably 100% it.
Let me... okay.
Never again. But go on, Pedro.
No, see, the thing is with this game... Okay, the thing is with this game... the problem with this game is that I'm honestly wondering if the developers even play tested their game while they were making it. Seriously, it's just... But whatever. The point is...
Oh, I'm sure they did, but they just were like, well, good enough for us.
I guess...
Well, again... Okay. Think about it like this. You know how a lot of people who make their own levels in something like Mario Maker have an easy time with it? Why? Because they made the levels themselves.
Yeah, that's actually something that I also say to myself. Yeah, the developers made this game for themselves and didn't actually think, will anyone outside of us actually enjoy this thing? But anyway,
my point is more so directed towards the playtesting thing. And to be fair, it's not like the game is like, you know, a glitchy or buggy mess here and there. It technically does function.
Oh, you already know my policy, Joe. I don't congratulate developers based on basic decency. You know?
Oh, trust me, I'm the same essentially. My point is is going into how this game would have made it past the playtesting phase, because technically, yeah, by their intents and purposes, it would have passed that. Yeah.
Okay. So, another major problem with this game, and we'll see it eventually, not now, not so much now, but later, is that this game leans more into Mario-esque levels, and even more than the Wii U version does, specifically when we get to Tropical Coast. Okay. Let's go, aka World 3. Alright.
Boing.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, oh, look at that! Caterpillars!
But again, you know, like, well, still in the first world, the levels are not bad.
Like I said, this first world, like I said, Windy Hill is fine. That's the problem, though, Jova. It lulls you into a false sense of security. So I kind of hate it by hindsight as well. Because, yeah, God, you tricked me, you betrayed me, Debs.
Like, the first world is good, second world is fine, third world...
No, third world's garbage, sorry.
The third world had problems. Like I said, the fourth world was where I was like, screw this. You know what's sad, though? The fifth world actually did seem to be improving on some things. The sixth world was... well, okay. It was okay, but by that point, the game had worn through my nerves so much.
It's because it's because the levels go on for so long. Like, seriously, I'm not even kidding you. The levels in this game go on for so long. Keep in mind, for the record, the entire each world has each stage has free acts, just like the Sonic 1. Just completing Frozen Factory, aka the ice level, took me 50 minutes. And that's with all my deaths and, you know, any kind of edits done outside of it, you know? Like, in total.
Is that the second stage you're talking about?
With all deaths removed and any kind of repeat stuff that I had to do removed from in the editing stage, Frozen Factory, the Frozen Factory part of this playthrough is 50 minutes long. That's how long these levels get, everybody.
So clearly, Pedro, it sounds like you had a good time.
Oh, clearly.
What?
The time of my fucking life.
Okay. Ironically, though, World 7 kind of eschews a lot of these issues. I don't know if I should spoil how it
Too little too late at that point, Joe.
Well, I mean, I can hazard the guess.
Go on.
It eschews the issues by having, like, by just removing everything. Like, you literally just run a straight line.
Oh, by the way,
the issues if there aren't any things causing the issues.
Nah, that's not what they do.
Another thing that this game does, as you can see, I have the fire shield. This is the first and only 3D game to have the elemental shields.
Yeah, really.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's interesting. Although it is funny that, like,
although unfortunately they don't have the same skills they had in Sonic 3 and K, though, sadly.
And the Wii U version also sort of has the elemental shield, but it's like you kind of forget to use it because it's like, all right, they're in your suitcase that you're so into the level you forget to.
Anyway.
I guess I will give this game one other thing. Getting into the special stages doesn't feel torturous like Advance do.
No, that's fine.
Oh, that was fast.
No, Dibs, that's well, I was trying to explain. The point is, from now on, I'm going to be using max orbs in the special stages cheat to get some of these done. Because trust me, don't worry, I'll still be showing some legit stuff still. It's just...
Oh, come on. You have to show Special Stage 7. Please.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I show it. I don't actually complete it because it's hazardous to my health, but I do show it. No, that's the thing, Jova. Guess what? That max orbs cheat that I just used to complete special stage 2, it crashes the game if I try it in special stage 7. I am not even kidding when I say this. It allows me. It works on all. It works on all 6, but not on special stage 7. Even the cheat is going, nah, not touching this one.
I see the cutscenes are already looking worse.
Yeah, the compression on these again. In Greatest Attorney and in the 3DS Layton games, the video compression is fine. What happened with this?
Honestly, Pedro, if you needed cutscenes, I could have provided you.
Well, I know, but so was this game. They made this with the 3DS in mind, didn't they?
Well, okay, the cutscenes weren't made with the 3DS in mind, though. I'm talking specifically about cutscene footage.
I guess.
But wasn't this part of the Nintendo deal, so shouldn't it have been made with the 3DS in mind?
See, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if how the cutscenes themselves were. It's about video compression. If you're good at video compression, you can make these things look good on the 3DS. Like again, the Ace Attorney and Layton games do it. It has nothing to do with where what kind of cutscene it is. It has to do with how good the video compression technology you're using is. And like I said, plenty of 3DS games do this fine. So I don't understand why the cutscenes look so pixelated in this game. Anyway, this is the first.
Is that they made it with the Wii U version in mind, probably because what we do know is that the Wii U version was part of the deal. We don't know that much about the 3DS version's case and all this, so I don't know. I mean, I will give it this. What?
I can explain it. It's because during this time period, they believed that every mainline Sonic game needed a handheld companion, just like a Sonic Generations.
Or Sonic Colors. Anyway.
And Sonic Colors.
Good old Sonic Colors, yes.
Anyway, yeah, this is the first stage in the game that's purely 2D. Yeah, basically. There's not that much going for it. Most of it is just kind of spin dash to win. Okay, one thing that I will definitely do like is that the fact that this game brings back the spin dash actually, because I actually prefer the spin dash over the boost.
So who's this guy?
That's Zaz.
Zaz.
AKA the
Liam O'Brien's character.
The loud one, I guess.
No, the crazy.
He's the psychotic.
Or whatever, the crazy one. Like each of these characters is just one character trait per character. Basically.
He said Iggy / Lemmy Koopa.
Yeah, basically.
Someone who does like.
Yeah,
so Roy, assuming you did eventually play some of the special stages, which was your quote-unquote favorite to do?
I never finished this game. I dropped it pretty early on.
Fair enough.
It's because this game, again, I know it doesn't look that, for those uninitiated like Dwibs, trust me, it doesn't look that bad now, but trust me, this Windy Hill world is basically trying to lure you into a false sense of security. That's why I kind of hate it. It's lying to me.
I think I stopped with like either World 3 or World 4, I don't quite remember.
If it was World 4, then I absolutely agree.
See,
like, again, the game was still tolerable to me until World 4 with that god-awful second stage.
Honestly, I much more hate the third one, personally, with the but not so much the second one. But yeah.
The third one never made me feel like I was smashing my head against a roadblock like
Okay.
stage 2 of
Okay,
World 4.
just to make sure we're talking about the same stage. Are you talking about the stage with the giant snowball with a face that chases you?
Yes.
That's the third one, not the second one. There you go.
Oh. Okay, then stage 3 of World 4.
The point is, okay. You see, this is one thing that I really wish the Wii U version did. You can just spin dash into a wall, and then he will just start climbing the wall. You can't do that in the Wii U version, and I really wish that was the case because this it makes a lot more sense. Like the momentum in general works really well for the parkour in this game. But if you try spin dashing into a wall, Sonic will not use his momentum to parkour like he does here. Like another thing that I like about the parkour in this game is that when you're parkouring, you can press the Y button to give yourself a little speed boost in case you're about to fall off. It's only one, but it's a nice help. Like again, the Dimps did I think a better job of making this much more player friendly, I guess, because. Not to mention the overall hint system in this game is better. That's another thing because in order to get hints in the original Wii U version, you have to go out of your way to find stuff, and you have to press something on the gamepad of the Wii U. So again, and like me and Jova said in the Wii U playthrough, the one time we needed Omo Shao, and he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
How do you trigger the help in the PC version?
You can just use the mouse and click on the screen.
You have to touch like the little question mark bubbles you get from like heroes and stuff, I think.
Yeah. So that's my issue with the Wii U version thing, in case you guys ever going to do a revisit towards that. The game does a pretty bad job at explaining anything.
Yeah, it does. No,
it's like, you can do this. I didn't know that.
I like the control scheme, but yes, it needed to be explained better.
Because it's a new... I know people don't like having their hand held, but sometimes when you're doing a new gameplay mechanic that's completely unorthodox,
for me,
you kind of have to explain your things.
Sure, that, and to me it's just more. It's also a lot of stuff with the level design, because going around with fruits, because even though there's an entire act like in this game where you just push apples into holes, there's still some apple shenanigans in Tropical Coast, even in the Wii U version, and that. Like, I don't want that in my Sonic game. Like, keep the level design like it is right now, actually, with this game. Like, the level design in this stage is actually very Sonic-y, full of loop-de-loops and shit like that. You know, that kind of stuff we all love from Sonic levels.
Version 2.
Oh, no, yeah, but I just wish that was all of it, though. Because I don't want to push fruits in my Sonic game. That's something that I don't even like doing that in Mario games, much less in Sonic games.
It's not so much that you push them in, it's more like you lure them in.
Or they chase you. It chases you.
Sure.
That's why I said you lured them in.
Sure.
It's nowhere near as god-awful as the watermelon in Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh, definitely. I just don't want it, period, regardless of how good it is, because I don't feel like I don't feel like that.
Virtual Boy Watermelon.
I don't feel that's very Sonic-y in terms of gimmicks. I feel like I want more speed-based gimmicks, like you know.
From what you said, from what you just said as well, Pedro, it's not even very Mario-y.
Like I said, like I said, Wibs, I don't even like pushing fruits in Mario games when they try to do something like into that, like watermelon from Sunshine, like Deji said. Anyway,
look, all I'm saying is Lost World just should have been a Mario and Sonic crossover.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it should have been. Honestly, funnily enough, I'd argue that the gameplay for Sonic and Lost World Wii U version is a good template for how we could get a crossover.
Yeah. It would be cool instead of us having just.
You'll get Olympic Games in your life.
I like the Adventure 1 template. Can we get back and refine that? It's so fun to control.
Yeah, but Pedro, that's the thing though. It's like I keep saying before, and you guys disagree with me for some reason. It's this weird anomaly. People don't trust Sonic Team anymore, yet they constantly ask them for an adventure remake.
Well,
Swibs, have you ever considered that maybe it's not the same people saying one thing as the other?
Joe, but that's the thing though. Everywhere I go, people are like, I don't like Sonic Team anymore. But then, like a few tweets later, they're like, please make an Adventure 1 remake.
Okay, Dwebs, here. I can counterbalance that. People do want a Sonic Adventure remake, but it doesn't mean that it has to be made by Sonic Team.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is going to make it? We don't have a 3D equivalent to Taxman at the minute, do we?
Sega's a billion-dollar company.
Like
if they wanted to find somebody, they could.
Not just that. Here's an idea. The guys at the guys at the Yakuza studio said that they would be interested in making a Sonic game. Why not let them have a try? You know?
We know they have range.
Like seriously. Anyway, special stage. And once again, I'm using. Don't worry, for special stage 4, I will turn off the cheat again. Basically, at the time of this recording, I'm trying the cheat in every stage because I am thinking, well, okay, I can just use this and I'll get all the special stages and I can even show off Supersonic and everything. Unfortunately, nope. I'm not even kidding you. This cheat crashes Special Stage 7, but only Special Stage 7 for some reason. I don't even understand.
You'll have to do Special Stage 7 legit then.
Fuck that
shit.
shit.
Well, hey, at least you got to skip every other stage. What's wrong with doing Special Stage 7?
How about the fact that it's hazardous to your health? I'm not even kidding when I say that, by the way. It's literally hazardous to your health to try that stage.
He mentioned back pain, like, off recording.
Hold on. I like what it says now.
On recording too.
Oh, you unlock the special stage 3 versus mode. Yeah, because I totally want to get a friend of mine. Hey, Jova, let's hook up on the 3DS so we can both play these special stages.
It looks like you're doing a weird form of dancing.
Come on, Joe.
I mean, okay, I'll admit, I did get a kick out of the versus mode in this game. Yes, I did have people to play with too.
Okay, I do like this thing that Sonic says here, actually.
Oh yeah, honestly, Sonic's interactions with the Deadly Six are all pretty pristine overall.
Depends. Like, I like this one, but I think he's but some others I don't care for, like the one with Zomom.
Oh, I actually do like the one with Zomon because everyone thought Zomon was just gonna be an idiot, but if anyone, he's the one who corrects Sonic, arguably.
I get that, but the jokes are just about how he's fat and that's it.
Was he ever grayed out?
Wait. No, they aren't. They aren't all about how he's fat. We even went over why that's not the case in the Wii U version.
Yeah, well, I disagree. Again,
though, I literally pointed out factually how it's not all of them.
Sure. Anyway, boss battle.
Regardless, though, here's one of the things that this game does also do better than the Wii U version. The boss fights. Rejoice! They are not just simple bouts that can be ended in literally enough homing attacks.
Tell that to my boss battle against Zor in the 5th world. I finished that one in like a minute. So.
Okay. Except for Zor.
Well, no, you can still finish them off quickly if you do the multi-reticle homing attack, like in the Wii U version.
No, Pedro. My point was like, well, is that was one of the complaints people did have, was how they could all be finished off way too quick in that regard, in the sense that, well, for as much as the game was hyping up at Deadly Six, the fights were
Yes, I understand that. But like I said, if you make good use of the multi-reticle homing attack, you can still finish these in record time. It's just that, like I said, the multi-reticle homing attack doesn't work as well. You can in the Wii U version, you just hold the A button and that's it. In here, you don't hold it. You have to constantly jump for some reason. I don't understand. Like I never figured out all the way how it works because whatever. Done.
My point overall is like, well, the boss fights are more intuitive than they were in the console version. Again,
that I will agree with. Yes.
And arguably more engaging. That's
if anything, because the hint system, well, it's gyro, so of course. But anyway, if anything, because the hint system in this game actually works better. So there's that.
I know. So look, fixing a propeller on a biplane, that's about as difficult as taking a nap.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really do not like the pop taps. Right.
I just want Sonic to be a shonen anime again. Can we get back to that?
Thank you! Thank you! Someone gets it!
I am so tired.
I would also like that.
I am so tired of
raw energy.
I am so tired of comedy, to be honest with you, after all these years.
But that's how Sonic worked, just like in the old days. A guy who lies to himself because I don't know.
Whatever. Let's not get into an argument about that.
Okay.
The point is, yeah, that was Windy Hill, everybody. This is where the game starts. Now you'd think this, if all worlds were like this, the game would be pretty good. They are not. So
That said, I wouldn't say we're yet to the point where the game gets bad.
I will argue yes,
I
but
disagree.
well, okay. How far did you get? Well,
The
Shiroi,
next part will be fun.
special stages aside, Shiroi, how far did you get into?
I said World 3 or 4 earlier.
Oh, okay. In that case, we'll talk about it. All right. See you then, everybody.
You're right.
See ya.
Bye.